Come taste the wine, come hear the band, come blow your horn, start celebrating. Right this way, your table's waiting. No use permitting some prophet of doom to wipe every smile away. Life is a cabaret, old chum, so come to the cabaret. I used to have this girlfriend known as Elsie, for whom I shared 4 sorted rooms in Chelsea. She wasn't what you'd call a blushing flower. As a matter of fact, she rented by the hour. The day she died, the neighbors came to snicker. Well, that's what comes from too much pills and liquor. But when I saw her laid out like a queen, she was the happiest corpse I'd ever seen. I think of Elsie to this very day. I remember how she turned to me and said, what good is sitting all alone in your room? Come, hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. And as for me, I made my mind up back in Chelsea. When I go, I'm going like Elsie. Start by admitting, come cradle to tomb, it isn't that long a stay. Life is a cabaret, old chum. It's only a cabaret, old chum. And I love a
Wow, that's something else.
Wow, yeah.
What a way to start the show.
Yeah, Kristine Handgen, she's an award-winning performance artist. She began performing at 12. She's performed from the Bay Area to Mexico and now produces and promotes talent. Can you imagine being promoted by her, Bruce? I mean, really. We are blessed to have her with us today. So,
Well, Jan Thomas is coming up next. She's a graduate of Butler University. She taught speech and drama in Goshen, Indiana. We're willing to bet that she was most likely everyone's favorite teacher. She's a co-founder of Unboxed Productions. She's appeared in a variety of roles in many of our shows. Here's Jan with a dramatic reading of The Highwayman.
Thanks, Bruce. Let me tell you a little bit about it first. The Highwayman is a romantic ballad and narrative poem written by Alfred Noyes in 1906, and it's been very popular ever since. Over the years, it's been reproduced for various genres, finally being made into a film in 1951. And it's also has been set to music. Some of you may remember Everywhere by Fleetwood Mac. It inspired Everywhere. And in the 1985 film, Anne of Green Gables, Anne recites the poem at a concert. I remember that one. The Highwayman is highly influenced by the Romantic movement. It combines elements of romance, adventure, and tragedy. The wind was a torrent of darkness among the ghastly trees. The moon was a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas. The road was a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor. And the highwayman came riding. The highwayman came riding up to the old inn door. He'd a French-cocked hat on his forehead and a bunch of lace at his chin, a coat of the claret velvet and breeches of brown doeskin. They fitted with never a wrinkle. His boots were up to the thigh, and he rode with a jeweled twinkle, his pistol butts a twinkle, his rapier hilt a twinkle under the jeweled sky. Over the cobbles he clattered and clashed in the dark innyard. He tapped with his whip on the shutters, but all was locked and barred. He whistled a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into her long black hair. And dark in the old dark inn yard, a stable wicket creaked, where Tim the ostler listened. His face was white and peaked, his eyes were hollows of madness, his hair like moldy hay. But he loved the landlord's daughter, the landlord's red-lipped daughter. Dumb as a dog, he listened, and he heard the robber say, "One kiss, my bonny sweetheart. I'm after a prize tonight, but I shall be back with the yellow gold before the morning light. Yet, if they press me sharply and harry me through the day, then look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight. I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way." He rose upright in the stirrups. He scarce could reach her hand, but she loosened her hair in the casement. His face burnt like a brand as the black cascade of perfume came tumbling over his breast, and he kissed its waves in the moonlight, oh, sweet black waves in the moonlight. Then he tugged at his rein in the moonlight and galloped away to the west. He did not come in the dawning. He did not come at noon. And out of the tawny sunset, before the rise of the moon, when the road was a gypsy's ribbon, looping the purple moor, a redcoat troop came marching, marching, marching. King George's men came marching up to the old inn door. They said no word to the landlord. They drank his ale instead, but they gagged his daughter and bound her to the foot of her narrow bed. Two of them knelt at her casement with muskets at their side. There was death at every window, and hell at one dark window, for Bess could see through her casement the road that he would ride. They had tied her up to attention with many a sniggering jest. They had bound a musket beside her with a barrel beneath her breast. "Now keep good watch," and they kissed her. She heard the doomed man say, "Look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight. I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way." She twisted her hands behind her, but all the knots held good. She writhed her hands till her fingers were wet with sweat or blood. They stretched and strained in the darkness, and the hours crawled by like years, till now, on the stroke of midnight, cold on the stroke of midnight, the tip of one finger touched it. The trigger, at least, was hers. The tip of one finger touched it. She strove no more for the rest. Up she stood to the attention with the barrel beneath her breast. She would not risk them hearing. She would not strive again, for the road lay bare in the moonlight, blank and bare in the moonlight, and the blood of her veins in the moonlight throbbed to her lover's refrain. Tlot, 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 tlot. Had they heard it? The horse hooves ringing clear, tlot, 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 in the distance. Were they deaf that they did not hear? Down the ribbon of moonlight, over the brow of the hill, the highwaymen came riding, riding, riding. The redcoats looked to their priming. She stood up, straight and still. Tlot, tlot, in the frosty silence, tlot, tlot, in the echoing night. Nearer he came and nearer. Her face was like a light. Her eyes grew wide for a moment. She drew one last deep breath. Then her finger moved in the moonlight. Her musket shattered the moonlight, shattered her breast in the moonlight, and warned him with her death. He turned, he spurred to the west. He did not know who stood, bowed with her head o'er her musket, drenched with her own red blood. Not till the dawn he heard it. His face grew gray to hear how Bess, the landlord's daughter, the landlord's black-eyed daughter, had watched for her love in the moonlight and died in the darkness there. Back he spurred like a madman, shrieking a curse to the sky, with the white road smoking behind him and his rapier brandished high. Blood red were his spurs in the golden noon. Wine red was his velvet coat when they shot him down on the highway, down like a dog on the highway. And he lay in his blood on the highway with the bunch of lace at his throat. And still, of a winter's night, they say, when the wind is in the trees, when the moon is a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas, when the road is a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, a highwayman comes riding, riding, riding. A highwayman comes riding up to the old inn door. Over the cobbles he clatters and clangs in the dark innyard. He taps with his whip on the shutters, but all is locked and barred. He whistles a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into her long black hair.
That was really nice, Jan. Oh my gosh. We're going to welcome back Kristine. She's going to serenade us with Cheek to Cheek by Irving Berlin.
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I see when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Heaven, ooh, I'm in heaven, and the cares that hung around me through the week seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to climb a mountain and to reach the highest peak, but it wouldn't thrill me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to go out fishing in a river or a creek, but I don't enjoy it half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Dance with me, I want my arms about you, the charms about you will carry me through to heaven. Ooh, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I see when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Dance with me, I want my arms about you, the you will carry me through to heaven. I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek. That's cheeky.
Oh, it sure was cheeky, wasn't it?
That was gorgeous, wasn't it?
Lovely fun. Wow. Well, before we go any further, Diana, I just wanted to mention our generous donors and supporters. They have been very good to us, and you can see a listing of our major donors in our program. If you wanted to donate, you can go to the website and you can click on getting tickets, whatever. If you're just making a donation, you click on the donate tab at the center of the bar at the top, and it'll give you a range of options. So thank you again for your support.
And that's how theater survives, really. It's
Exactly.
not ticket sales, it's donations. That's what
Yes.
keeps all theaters going, whether they're online or live. You know,
Very
it's the
good.
donations that help. But Bruce, did you
All
know
right,
that?
well,
Bruce,
let's
did you
go
know that
on.
when
We've got
this is an
Carita Gilmore.
improv? Did you know that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, when they first were trying to produce Good Will Hunting, they stood outside Paramount and asked people as they left if they would donate money to that. That's how they first produced it.
That's a hard way to do it. Wow.
Yes. So please introduce Carita.
All right, Carita. And Carita should be familiar to many of you. She's just played Grandma in Almost All About Eva. Carita's been active in Sandy Actors Theater in Sandy, Oregon. She's played a range of characters from Snow White to a pirate. Her biggest fans are her cat and her husband, and now us. Carita brings us Aida from Over the River and Through the Woods by Joe DiPietro.
A couple of years after Nicholas left, Frank, my dear husband, passed on. Emma and I shared dinner together every day for nearly a year after that, until she too suffered from a severe stroke. God rest them. I still cook 2 meals a day for myself, and I make something a little special on Sunday. And I still see my Nicholas. Because of his job, he flies to New York often, and he always pays his grandmother a visit. Nicholas, do you know where I've always wanted to go for years and years? Atlantic City. That's right. Nuns and Emma always came back with such stories. But your grandfather, he would have no part of such a fancy place. But one day, I left him a plate in the icebox, and I went. And you know what? I didn't like it. No, the whole time I was there, I was wishing I was back home, taking care of your grandfather. I had to take care of him, Nicholas. He needed me too, so much. How many people can get to be my age and can say that there was someone who needed them that much? I can say that, Nicholas. I can't go, not from here. Your grandfather built this house for me. How can I go? Stay for dinner, please?
Very touching.
Yes, very. It's a wonderful play. I've been in it and directed it, and Carita did a wonderful job as Aida. So, would you like to introduce our next act, Bruce?
I would be happy to, because John Knowles is quite a talented fellow. He's a former trial lawyer, circuit court judge, fresh from his performance in Moon Over Buffalo at Mask and Mirror Theater Company. We're delighted that he's bringing us a song by none other than Hank Williams Sr. I Can't Help It If I'm Still in Love with You.
day I passed you on the street, and my heart fell at your feet. I can't help it if I'm still in love with you. Somebody else was by your side, and he looked so satisfied. I can't help it if I'm still in love with you. A picture from the past came slowly stealing as I brushed your arm and walked so close to you. And suddenly I got that old-time feeling. I can't help it if I'm still in love with you. It's hard to know another's lips have kissed you and held you close the way I used to do. Heaven only knows how much I miss you. I can't help it if I'm still in love with you. No, I can't help it if I'm still in love with you.
Excellent. That was beautiful.
Very well done, John. Diana, you're gonna have to help me with this. If the guy can sing, act, be a lawyer and a judge, does that make him a Renaissance man?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And I'd pay to see him in tights.
I'll take
like a Renaissance man.
Okay, that's too much information. I'm gonna have to leave you.
Thank you.
All right. So next we have a beautiful comedy break with Bruce Seaman and Bruce Seaman. Bruce Seaman, a retired minister, is a volunteer instructor at Marion Correctional Institution. He has written some well-received books, as well as with Lee Tilson, penning our own Plato's Apology with Apologies to Plato. Now, Lee Tilson, he's fresh from the courtroom and founder of the Birth Trauma Litigation Group that represents children injured at birth. Having taught philosophy and logic, it stands to reason that Lee will join Bruce in performing that great Abbott and Costello sketch, Who's on First?
Lee, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. I just actually had something great happen. I got an amazing new job assignment. I'm going to be a coach of a minor league baseball team, the Lansing Lugnuts.
Wow, that's great news. Congratulations. Say, if you're going to be coach, you must know all the players on the team.
Yeah, I certainly do.
Of course, now, I've never met these guys, so you've got to tell me their names, so when I visit, I'll know the players on the team.
Well, I'll tell you their names, but it seems to me they give these ball players nowadays very odd names.
Funny names?
Oh, strange names. Pet names like Shoeless Joe Jackson, Dizzy Dean, Moose Gowron, Pepper Martin, Babe Ruth. Now, our team, let's see, who do we have? Who is on first? What's on second? And I don't know is on third.
That's what I want to find out.
I said, who's on first? What's on second? I don't know is on third.
Are you the coach?
Yes.
You're going to coach the players?
Yes.
And you don't know the players' names?
Well, I should.
Well, then who's on first?
Yes.
I need the fella's name.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes,
Well, go ahead and tell me.
that's it.
That's who?
Yes,
Look, you got a first baseman?
certainly.
Who's playing first?
That's right.
When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Yes, every dollar of it.
Look, all I'm trying to do is find out this fellow's name on first base.
Who?
Guy that gets paid.
That's it.
Who gets the money?
He does, every dollar. Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes. What's wrong with that?
Look, all I want to know is when you sign up the first baseman on a contract, how does he sign his name?
Who?
The guy.
Who?
How does he sign?
That's how he signs it.
Who?
Yes.
All I'm trying to find out is what's the guy's name on first base.
Look, what's on second base? He's not on first base.
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who is on first?
One base at a time.
Well, don't change the players around.
I'm not changing nobody.
Take it easy, buddy.
I'm only asking you who's the guy on first base.
That's right.
Who?
Yes.
So what's the guy's name on first base?
No, what's on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. We're not talking about him.
How did I get on third base?
You mentioned his name.
I mentioned the third baseman's name. Who did I say was playing third?
No, who is playing first?
What's on first?
What's on second?
I don't know.
He's on third.
There I go back to third again. Would you just stay on third base? Don't go off it.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Now, who's playing third base?
Why do you insist on putting who on third base?
Why do I put him on third?
What is on second?
You don't know who's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know. Third base. Look, you got an outfield?
Sure we do.
Left fielder's name.
Why?
I just thought I'd ask you.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you.
Then tell me who's playing left field.
Who is playing first?
I'm not. Stay out of the infield. I want to know what's the guy's name in left field.
No, what is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
The left fielder's name.
Why?
Cause.
Oh, he's center field.
Look, you got a pitcher on the team.
Sure.
Pitcher's name.
Tomorrow.
Why don't you tell me today?
I'm telling you now.
Then go ahead.
Tomorrow.
What time?
What time what?
What time tomorrow? You got to tell me who's pitching.
Now listen, who is not pitching?
I'm coming through the screen if you say who's on first. I want to know what's the pitcher's name.
What's on second?
I don't know. Third
base.
All right. Got a catcher?
Certainly.
Catcher's name.
Today.
Today. And tomorrow's pitching.
Now you got it.
All we've got is a couple of days on the team. You know, I was a catcher once.
So they tell me.
So I get behind the plate to do some fancy catching. Tomorrow's pitching on my team. A hitter gets up, hitter bunts the ball. When he bunts the ball, me, being a good catcher, I'm going to throw the guy out at first base. So I pick up the ball and I throw it to who?
Now, that's the first thing you said right.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
But that's all you have to do.
Throw the ball to first base.
Yes.
Now, who's got it?
Naturally.
Look, if I throw the ball to first base, somebody's got to get it. Now, who has it?
Naturally.
Who?
Naturally.
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 So I pick up the ball and I throw it to naturally.
No, you don't. You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's different.
That's what I said.
You're not saying it right.
I threw the ball to naturally.
You throw it to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
That's what I said.
You asked me.
I throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
You asked me.
You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
I said it same as you. I throw the ball to who? Whoever it is drops the ball. The runner goes to second. Who picks up the ball? Throws it to what? What throws to? I don't know. I don't know. Throws it back to tomorrow. Triple play. Another guy gets up. It's a long fly ball to because. Why? I don't know. He's on third, and I don't care.
What?
I said I don't care.
Oh, that's our shortstop.
Oh my gosh.
That was funny. It's always nice to hear the old classics. And you and Lee knocked it out of the park. And I don't know who's out there. No, he's on first. So now we have Kim Sandstrom.
Yeah.
She's our
Kim,
co-founder
yeah,
with
Kim's
Jan
our-
Thomas of Unboxed Productions. What can I say about Kim? A graduate of the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York City, a creative artist in live theater since birth, I think. I first met Kim at Hillsborough Actors Repertory Theater, or HART, in Hillsborough, Oregon, way back in the 90s. That's just after the dinosaurs, I think. And when I was cast in Up the Down Staircase, directed by Kim. She is an actress, a playwright, a director, mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother. And Bruce, I know you have more to say about her there.
Well, this piece Kim learned at her mother's knee. She's playing the real-life Joe Smith, the owner of Joe Smith's Saloon, a watering hole on 4th Avenue and 14th Street in Manhattan. And what happened there that day was written about twice, first by John Henry Titus in 1870 and again by Hugh Antoine de Darcy in 1887. So here is Kim as Joe Smith with The Face on the Barroom Floor.
I'm Joe Smith, and the story you are about to hear is true. I saw it myself with my own eyes. 'Twas a balmy summer evening, and a goodly crowd was there, which well nigh filled my barroom on the corner of the square. And as the songs and the witty stories flowed through the open door, a vagabond crept slowly in and posed upon the floor. "What did it want?" someone cried. "The wind has blown it in." "Where did it come from?" another cried. "What does it want, whiskey, rum, or gin?" "Here, Toby, sick him. If your stomach's equal to the work, I wouldn't touch him with a fork. He's as filthy as a Turk." While the badinage the poor wretch took with stoical good grace. In fact, he smiled as though he thought he'd struck the proper place. "Come, boys, I know there's burly hearts among so good a crowd. To be in such good company would make a deacon proud. Give me a drink. That's what I want. I'm out of funds, you know. When I had cash to treat the gang, this hand was never slow." "What? You laugh as though you thought this pocket never held a sou. I was once as well fixed as all of you, my boys, as any one of you." "Oh, there, thanks. That's braced me nicely. God bless you, one and all. Next time I pass this good saloon, I'll make another call. Give you a song? No, I can't do that. My singing days are past. My voice is cracked. My throat's worn out, and my lungs are growing fast. Say, give me another whiskey, and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you a funny story, and a fact I promise to. That I was ever a decent man, not one of you would think, but I was some 4 or 5 years back. Hey, say, give me another drink. Fill her up, Joe. I want to put some life into my frame. Such little drunks to a bum like me are miserably tame. 5 fingers. There, that's the scheme. And cork and whiskey, too. Well, here's luck, boys. And landlord, my best regards to you. You've all treated me pretty kindly. And I'd like to tell you how I came to be the dirty sot you see before you now. As I once told you, once I was a man with muscle, frame, and health. But for a blunder, ought to have made considerable wealth. I was a painter. Oh, not one that daubed on bricks and wood, but an artist. and for my age was rated pretty good. I worked hard at my canvas and was bidding fair to rise, for gradually I saw the star of fame before my eyes. I made a picture. Perhaps you've seen 'tis called The Chase of Fame. It brought me £1,500 and added to my name. And then I met a woman. Now comes that funny part. With eyes that petrified my brain and sunk into my heart. Why don't you laugh? 'Tis funny that the vagabond you see could ever love a woman and expect her love for me. But 'twas so. And for a month or two her smiles were freely given, and when her loving lips touched mine, it carried me to heaven. Did you ever see a woman for whom your soul you'd give, with a form like Milo Venus, too beautiful to live, with eyes that would beat the Kohinoor and a wealth of chestnut hair? If so, 'twas she, for there never was another half so fair. I was working on a portrait one afternoon in May of a fair-haired boy, a friend of mine, who lived across the way. And Madeline admired it, and much to my surprise, she said she'd like to know the man that had such dreamy eyes. Well, it didn't take long to know him. Before the month had flown, my friend had stolen my darling, and I was left alone, and ere a year of misery had passed above my head, the jewel I had treasured so had tarnished and was dead. That's why I took to drink, boys. Why I never saw you smile. I thought you'd be amused and laughing all the while. Why, what's the matter, friend? There's a teardrop in your eye. Come, laugh like me. 'Tis only babes and women that should cry. Say, boys, if you give me another whiskey, I'll be glad, and I'll draw right here a picture of the face that drove me mad. Give me that piece of chalk with which you write up that baseball score, and you shall see the lovely Madeline upon the barroom floor. Another drink, and with chalk in hand, the vagabond began to sketch a face that well might buy the soul of any man. Then, as he placed another lock upon the shapely head, with a fearful shriek, he leaped and fell across the picture, dead.
Powerful stuff.
Wow.
You know, Diana, that reminds me, people may see such a stunning performance like that from Kim, and not everybody can do that. But if folks want a shot at performing with Unboxed Productions, next week, next Saturday, same time slot, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, we're going to be doing auditions for 2 shows. We're going to be doing auditions for a Zoom production of Moliere's The Imaginary Invalid. That will be on Zoom, so you can be anywhere to do that. We will also have auditions for the live show in Oregon of Almost All About Eva. That's coming up in early April. So that'll be next Saturday. Actually, I got the time wrong. Starts at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. So different time. If you want more information about that, you're interested in it, you want to explore it a little, send us your interest. info@unboxedproductions.org. It's in the program. It's on the website. We would love to hear from you. Okay.
Again, we have Kristine Handgen with Don't Cry for Me, Argentina by Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice.
Awesome.
It won't be easy, you'll think it's strange when I try to explain how I feel, that I still need your love after all that I've done. You won't believe me, all you'll see is a girl you once knew, although she's dressed up to the nines, at sixes and sevens with you. I had to make it happen, I had to change, couldn't stay all my life down at heel, looking out the window, staying out of the sun. So I chose freedom, running around trying everything new, but nothing impressed me at all. I never expected it to. Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you. All through my wild days, my mad existence, I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance. And ask for fortune, and ask for fame. I never invited them in, though it seemed to the world it was all I desired. They are illusions, they are not the pollutions they promised to be. The answer was here all the time. I love you and hope you love me. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you. All through my wild days, my mad existence, I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance. Have I said too much? There's nothing more I can think of to say to you. But all you have to do is look at me to know that every word is true. Don't keep your distance.
Wow.
Actress as well as a singer. And what a look. Wow.
Whew. So glad we had her in this program.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Now we're going to bring you Rita Singer. She is
Yeah.
the former owner of a magazine in Miami, along with her husband Larry. Now, here in Ocala, she founded Culture Vultures for Stone Creek. She has been involved in Unboxed production since its founding, performing regularly since she played Lady Bird Johnson. What a great role for her, too, in Tea for Three, directed by Kim. A recent recipient of a Lifetime Theater Award at Stone Creek, she brings us Words to Live By George Bernard Shaw.
Good evening, everyone. I'm proud to say that at age 86, I am the senior member of Unboxing Productions, and I've come to share some words that I live by. The first is very short. It's by Dylan Thomas. Do not go gently into the night. Rail, rail, rail against the dying of the light. And my favorite by George Bernard Shaw. This is the true joy in life, being used for a purpose recognized by yourself as a mighty one, being a force of nature instead of a selfish, feverish little clod of ailments and grievances, complaining that the world will not devote itself to making you happy. I am of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community, and as long as I live, it is my privilege to do for it what I can. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die, for the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is no brief candle to me. It is a sort of splendid torch, which I have got hold of for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations. Thank you very much.
Powerful words. Rita, thank you so much for bringing that to us. That's a great contribution to our show tonight. Really appreciate that. All righty. You'll see I'm all alone. That's because Diana Grogg is going to be our next performer. She's a graduate of Southern Oregon with a bachelor's in fine arts, also a graduate of the Pacific Conservatory for the Performing Arts, also known as PCPA Theater Fest. She's been doing plays since grade school. So for 40 plus years, she's been out there performing and now directing. And today she brings us Bunny from the House of Blue Leaves.
Cook for you? Artie, not till after we're married. Look, I'll sleep with you anytime you want, anywhere. Give your fingers a smack and I'm flat on my back. I'll sew that into a sampler for you and we'll hang it right by the front door in our new place in California. Artie, if I said that I'd cook for you now and not sleep with you till after we got married, by the time we did get to California, I'd be such a disappointment you'd never forgive me. Look, my cooking is the only thing I got to lure you on with and to hold you with. I gotta save something magic for the honeymoon. I'm aiming for 2 million calories. Oh, Artie, I want to cook for you so bad I get hot jab the chili powder inside my thighs. Oh, but I can't. Not till those tickets to California are safe in my purse. Till I got that ring right on my cooking finger. Not till Billy knows we're coming. Oh, don't tempt me, Artie. I love you.
Diana is such a character. She does that so well. Oh my gosh. Laughing, crying. Everybody really enjoyed that, Diana. That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
And now we have a wonderful presentation. This is so interesting, this presentation. It's Painting Jacks, a step-by-step process by Beth Shay on the process of painting an animal portrait. And this is narrated by Jan Thomas. Here is Painting Jacks.
Hi, I'm Jan Thomas, and my friend Beth Shay is busy taking care of her farm and her pet chickens, but she is also a talented artist, and she occasionally accepts commissions for pet portraits. So we are going to show you her technique through the slides that she sent us, and I will be reading her notes in the first person about her process in creating masterful paintings of her beloved household friends. Beth uses techniques taught by her instructors, Margie and Martin Stevens, which she learned from 10 years old to 18. And she can still hear them talking her through the rough spots when she gets stuck. She asks herself, what would they tell her? And eventually she remembers their advice. She now uses water-based oils. She painted with oil-based paints for several decades. The water-based are probably healthier and certainly don't smell up the house, but they don't perform exactly like oil-based. Consequently, she's been relearning how to paint. She can't use some of the techniques that she once used, and so she is changing some of her instructors' rules. She thinks they would understand. Beth writes, when beginning a painting, I put a wash of brown color on the white canvas so the white doesn't show through on the final project. It also helps me to see what I'm doing without the stark contrast. Next, I do a loose drawing of the subject and fill it in with a thin watercolor like first coat. I always begin with my darkest dark and then put in my lightest light per my instructors, the Stevens. This allows me to set a gauge for all other lights and darks that fall between. And it's another reason to block out the white of the canvas with the brown wash. Here's Jax. He was commissioned by a friend to give to her friend. Jax passed away before the painting was finished, so his owner was very glad to have the painting as a reminder. This is the first wash coat. From here on out, it begins a succession of layers added. I can work over the entire painting at once, or I can concentrate on one area. It's good to do overall work, but eventually there comes a time when I have to concentrate more on one area. When this happens, I let that area dry and work on another area at the next session. This is how it progresses over a period of several weeks of work, with time for some areas to dry. At times, it will look as though I'm going backwards with detail. That's exactly what is happening. I painted out the details in Jax's coat that were incorrect. I change color, shapes, and rework areas where I've gotten off track. This layering also adds depth to the painting, as some it shows through in subtle ways, just like Jax's real fur contains multiple colors. It's easy to lose your place when you paint in overlapping layers. You must continually stop and compare what you've done to the original picture. I paint from a projected image. Because these commissions of people's beloved pets these are commissions of people's beloved pets, I make every effort to have them as close to reality as possible. If I were painting a picture of a cat for my own purpose, I may not be as particular or detailed. I will often make changes in color and shape to suit my own needs. This cannot be the case with a commission. Jax must look like Jax. Back to work on the couch that Jax is sitting on. solidifying it, looking for structure, tightening up the window shades. Lots of background work while Jax dries from my corrections. Beginning to tighten up the item hanging on the wall behind the couch, too. More work on the item on the wall, and the rest remains basically untouched. I'm letting my corrections on Jax's coat set up. I'll put in a few details as I work on redrawing his intricate coat. Now on the easel, stronger light helps me see the corrections needed. Also, hopefully, what is working. Jax is coming to life, as are his surroundings. Now, I'm working on details that don't show much in these broad shots. I must get the eye just right. In his case, this was worked over several times. Even though it's viewed from the side and not straight on, it's still Jax's eye that must be seen. Jax himself is nearly finished. Time for details on the couch fabric. This sort of thing is almost grunt work. I save it for almost last, as my greatest concern is Jax. Whiskers go on last. I apply them only if I am pleased with all other features of the work. Much too hard to correct around them. Jax's owner on the left is pleased with her painting. I feel as though I have met all of the pets I paint, even though I have met only a few in real life. They become my pets, and it's hard to part with them. Thank you so much, Beth, for sharing with us.
Dee is a former elementary school teacher. Her love of history has led her to present first-person historical characterizations of famous and infamous women in history. She has performed in various civic and social groups, libraries, learning centers, and churches. She did 145 performances last year alone. Wow.
Well, tonight we're going to step back into history, not to hear a lecture, but to hear a life. So you're about to meet Corrie ten Boom, a woman who lived above a watch shop in the Netherlands, who never set out to be brave, yet chose obedience when it mattered most. Her story is one of ordinary faith placed in extraordinary circumstances, of courage born in fear, light found in darkness, and forgiveness that defied human strength. And as she speaks, listen not only to what happened, but to what God can do through one willing heart. And now, Dee Collier as Corrie ten Boom.
I grew up in Haarlem, Holland. I'm the youngest child of a watchmaker. My father taught me to be a watchmaker, but that isn't what I defined my life at all. No, my father, what he really taught me was to value each and every person as if they were created by God because they were created by God. We loved all people. It didn't matter to us if they were Jews or Christians, poor or wealthy or lonely. Our home was open to everyone. We saw each person as an individual, not as a label at all. So when that terrible war broke out in Europe, they called it World War II. It was such a sad time. And the only ones living in our home at that point were my father, Caspar, my sister, Betsy, and me. My mother had already passed away. My older brother, Willem, and my older sister, Nolly, well, they had already demarried and moved away. So when the Germans invaded our land and our streets, it was like a poison actually affecting people as they roamed our streets and did whatever they wanted to, whenever they wanted to. One day, my sister Betsy and I were working in my father's watch shop, and we heard glass breaking across the street. We looked out the window, and it was Mr. Vial's first store. Mr. Vial was a Jew, and the German soldiers had taken their guns and smashed the windows of Mr. Vial's store. They had taken all of his furs, and they took our dear friend, Mr. Vial, and threw him in the muddy streets. We couldn't let him stay that way. As soon as the soldiers were gone, we went out. We picked him up and brought him inside. But what were we to do with Mr. Vial? Well, my dear brother Willem had a large house out in the countryside in Hilversum, and he had been helping the Jews who had escaped from Germany. He had helped them to find places to be able to live. And so what we had to do was be able to get hold of Willem and ask him if he could help Mr. Vial. He said he was not home, but my nephew Keek was home, and he told me to make sure that I had Mr. Vial ready that night after dark. 9 o'clock to knock on the door. It was Keek, and he took Mr. Vial, and I've watched them walk in the shadows as they left the home. I saw Keek a couple of weeks later, and I said, "Hey, Keek, what'd you do with Mr. Vial?" And he said, "Now, Tante Corrie, if you're going to have the Dutch Underground, don't ask any questions." Well, I suppose Betsy and I were officially helping the Dutch Underground at that point. And more Jews came to our house. What were we going to do with them? We did have a couple of extra bedrooms, not a problem. We were able to procure some extra ration cards so we could buy food for them. But what about my father's watch shop? The German soldiers were coming in there all the time. So one of the men in the Dutch Underground said, "We need to build a false wall, almost a room." And it was part of my bedroom. It had a panel at the bottom where the guests, as we called them, could go into there, 4 feet long, maybe 30 inches deep. And that way they could hide when the German soldiers were downstairs. Of course, German soldiers had the right to go through anyone's home looking for Jews who were trying to escape them. What could we do? We had a choice, but we decided we were not going to protect ourselves. No, we were going to be the ones to be courageous and have this hiding place for them. Because you see, courage is not the absence of fear. It's doing what's right, even when you are trembling. One day we were betrayed. Oh, the German soldiers came and looked throughout our house. Our guests got barely into what we called that false wall, was in the angel room. They barely got in there in time. And the German soldiers screaming at my sister Betsy and me, "Where are the Jews? We know you're hiding Jews someplace." And so we didn't want to lie, but we had to protect our guests. Now, the only thing that the soldiers found was a few ration cards, but that was enough to get us arrested. First, we were sent to a prison where my father died. He was in his 80s and in poor health. And then my sister Betsy and I were sent to another concentration camp, and then eventually to Ravensbrück concentration camp. At Ravensbrück, it was very, very crowded. My sister Betsy and I had to sleep together on one mattress. And in our barracks, all the mattresses were filled with swarming fleas and lice all day, the itching. It was terrible. But you know what we found out from other prisoners? They didn't have mice and lice and fleas swarming in their barracks. But yet the German soldiers never came into our barracks because of those fleas and lice. German soldiers went into the other women's barracks and bothered them all night long. My sister Betsy says, oh, we need to thank God for the fleas and lice. I couldn't do that. I was so frustrated with it, those horrible fleas. I knew I was supposed to, because you see, with the guards not coming in, then we could read the Bible together. They didn't bother us. Yes, I knew I was supposed to thank God for that, but at that time I would not do it. I was so frustrated. Betsy became very, very ill. She had been kind of a sickly child even for many years, but this illness got worse and worse. Betsy died December 1944. I didn't care about life after that. It didn't matter. I was numb, and I had such bitterness and anger welling up in me all the time. We had to be at roll call 4 a.m. Standing at roll call December 31st, 1944, Betsy had been gone just 2 weeks. A guard called out my name and said, Prisoner Ten Boom, report to the administration office. I didn't know. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't even care. It didn't matter to me anymore. So I went into the first desk, and clerk there stamped a card that says Entlassen. Entlassen. It means released. I have been released and sent back to Holland. I didn't understand why was I released? What was this plan? God must have some sort of a plan. And so I went back to my home, nothing left in my home at all. And a very kind nurse helped me find some food and some medicine until I got well. God had special work for me to do. As a matter of fact, I found out after the war that this card that was stamped Entlassen, this card was a clerical error. The next week, all the women my age were shot. No error for God. No, I know God does not make mistakes. He had purpose in mind for me. And after the war, people wanted to know what it was like in the prison camps. So I was asked to go from place to place, first in Holland, and then throughout Europe, and then throughout the world, sharing what had happened to me. At one of those speaking engagements, it was in Germany, so hard, with all of those memories coming back. I saw one of the cruelest guards from Ravensbrück. One of them started coming after me, tears coming down his face. His hand stretched out, going, Corrie, I am so sorry. Corrie, forgive me, Corrie. I still wanted to kill him. I still had this anger in my heart for what he had done. How could I possibly forgive him? No, I couldn't. But as I thought, it was wrong for me not to forgive him, because Jesus Christ had died for that man just as he had died for me. How could I ask for more? I said, God, if you want me to forgive him, you're going to have to give me the strength. I don't have the strength to do this. And just as the man got to me, I was able to put out my hand and say, I forgive you. For you see, when God asks us to forgive others, He will give us the strength to do that. Forgiveness is not an emotion, it's an act of obedience. And God will supply that strength for that. I am no hero. I was afraid. I doubted, I failed, but I trusted God, and He came true for me. If He can use a simple watchmaker's daughter, I know He can make you and use you. He can use every person. There is no night too dark, no hatred so strong, no suffering so deep that God's love is not deeper still. Trust Him even when you tremble. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Dee. That was wonderful.
We've had quite a night here, Diana. This has been amazing. Woo. Dee
Amazing.
was awesome.
And we still have Carita
she's so
Gilmore. We're going to bring her back with a monologue from The Devil Wears Prada.
What do you mean my flight is canceled? I have to get home tonight. The twins have a recital at school tomorrow morning that I can't miss. Hello? Do you know why I hired you? I always hire the same girl. Stylish, worships the magazine. And they turn out to be disappointing and stupid. But you, with your great resume, I thought you'd be different. I thought, go ahead, hire the smart, fat girl. I thought I was being clever. But it turns out you are just as disappointing as those other girls. And the only person I have to blame for your ineptitude is myself for hiring you. You stranded me in the middle of nowhere when my children needed me. That is all. You may go.
What a witch.
Yes,
Boy.
she really was a devil.
Fortunately, we know that Carita is not like that, really, but she's very good at that role for sure. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, for those of you who saw almost all about Eva, this will be a familiar face. This is Sabrina Handgen Johnson. She's fresh from performing with the Off Broadway players in Davenport, Florida, in the role of Harriet Mundy in If It's Monday, This Must Be Murder. Sabrina performed recently as Eva in Kim Sandstrom's play. So talk about history. How about playing one of your own ancestors, right? So you got Kristine, Sabrina, and Kim, all related to Miss Eva, an extraordinary woman in her own right. So now to bring us a monologue, inspiring monologue of Eva's from the play, here is Sabrina Handgen Johnson.
Thank you, God. I know you haven't heard from me much, but here I am, so grateful. Thank you for the gift of learning. I know now that I could have this served to me every day of my life. Don't give me flowers. Don't give me jewelry. Okay, give me a little bit of jewelry, but don't wine and dine me. Don't shotsy me. Give me a way to move forward, get better, stop hurting, and I will be first in line. Improving my mind is my favorite kind of work. Oh, I've waited a long time for this chance. I stayed quiet when I wanted to speak up, and there were times I spoke up, casting my pearls before swine. But no more, and I really mean it. Thought I was free once or twice, but was tricked back. But now I am free in ways I didn't dream possible. Free to breathe normally, free to travel, free to get an education. Here I am, closer to 50 every day, and I feel like a girl again, like that girl I was. Oh, like the one who stood up to Agatha, the one who raised a fine young man, the one who cares for her sister, the one who gave every piece of her heart away to save her husband. I'm the one that found that there was still some pieces of herself left, waiting to grow again. And I'm here, God, thanking you for this golden chance. Where we go from here, only you know. But I'm a-going, standing at the ready for what comes next. I let go, and now I'm going forward, shaking the dust off my feet all the way.
That was a great way to end things, wasn't it, Diane?
I love that speech too. It's so wonderful. A woman stepping into her destiny, and you know, taking charge, just like Kim and and Kristine and Sabrina.
Indeed. So what's next? Do we have any more? We don't have any more acts.
No, now's the time in our program, the presentation of our first Unboxy Awards.
I welcome you to today's version of the apology.
Were you persuaded by their well-composed arguments, their descriptions of me? Ha! They almost made me forget who I was. Which of us is better off? That is unknown to all but the gods.
Was a production originally performed for the Recovery, Expo, and Theater Event fundraiser for the Lost and Found Club of Marion County.
I spend a great deal of time passing on what I learned to others who want and need it badly.
The feeling of impending disaster that had haunted me for years began to dissolve as I put into practice more and more of the 12 steps.
No, Mama, I'm a damselfly.
Don't you mean a flutterby butterfly?
I'm a damselfly.
Well, I'll show her. I can do this. No more kiddie shows for me. I am ready for the big leagues.
Oh, I see you have your older friend visiting you, Algernon.
My good friend, Aunt Augusta.
Did you tell him that Mr. Worthing was in town?
Yes, miss. He seemed very much disappointed. I mentioned to him that you and Miss Prism were in the garden.
Prism? Where is that baby?
Lady Bracknell, I admit with shame that I do not know.
I've now realized for the first time in my life the vital importance of being earnest.
Grandma Vida, who is she?
Well, she is your great-great-grandmother on your dad's side.
Let go! You! I'll let go when you say you're sorry.
Do you have any questions for me?
None, except, do I have your blessing to marry your Eva?
But I'm going, standing at the ready for what comes next. I let go, and now I'm going forward.
Thank you so much, Bruce and Diana. And Jan and I are going to be giving out these awards for the first time. We didn't know we were going to do something like this, but we decided that this was the time to do it. We had many great shows between October of 2024 and our last show, which also closed in October, almost all about Eva. Is Jan on screen with me right now?
I'm here.
Oh, wait, there you are, sweetie. Great. Oh my God, what a great show. What a fun. This has got to be my favorite Celebrate Up of all the 6 years we've done it. It's just so well rounded. We had so many great acts tonight. Well, the other thing I want to tell you about Unboxed Productions, for those of you that are new, we are a fully accessible theater. And what that means is if you've got any limitations that keep you from being able to go to regular site-built theaters or other issues, we are a terrific option, and we're growing, and we want you to grow along with us. So we're going to honor our cast and our crew, and the folks that were able to vote were our audience and our cast and crew. Just like other award ceremonies, the people that actually put these shows together get to vote. So our first annual Unboxy Awards encompasses the 2024 season, and it begins with Bill, Bob, Lois, and Friends, and concluded with Almost All About Eva. Our advisory board selected individuals and shows to be included for recognition. Voting was done by audience, cast, and crews. And when we call the nominees' names, we would love for you to come on camera with us. Not everybody is here tonight, but those of you that were in our shows, we want to see your sweet faces. All righty, Jan, you're going to get the first award.
And our first award goes to the Best Tech Performance. Now, although this includes everything backstage, we think it's a very, very important award because it affects everything that you see on camera. So it includes helping create sound files, helping the actors and director create personal staging, and this includes setting, lighting, audio, conducting online tech rehearsals, implementing our tech sound, managing our online theater, backstage, on stage, and off stage. So it's very important to us. So our nominees are Ronnie Rantis for Damselfly, Ty Nunez for Almost All About Eva.
You can see Ty's face here soon. Yep.
Yeah. The team of Jan Thomas, Ronnie Rantis, and Bruce Seaman for The Importance of Being Earnest. And Diana Grogg with Bruce Seaman for Plato's Apology, with apologies to Plato. And the winner is Ty Nunez. Thank you. Ty, you've been such a great help to us. You are our winner. Thank you.
Yay, Ty! Oh, we love you. And Ty will be continuing on with us as the co-director of Almost All About Eva, because that show, which you can see on our YouTube channel, was selected to be presented in Oregon in April for the Fertile Ground Play Festival. And Sabrina Jo Johnson, who you just saw do her monologue from Almost All About Eva, will be flying out there to reprise her role. And Ty and I will be co-directing it. So very exciting. I can't wait. Oh, next, I'm up. The Best Small but Mighty Performance. We had a number of really exciting little niche performances this year that were less than 3 pages of script, and we wanted to acknowledge them. Connor Humphreys as the doctor in Damselfly. Esperanza Zakal as the nurse in Damselfly. Dave Schlenker, our butler for Algernon in The Importance of Being Earnest. And Carita Gilmore, if you're here, come back on screen. She was nominated for the inscrutable Merriman in The Importance of Being Earnest. And our last nominee is April Asheim, who played Mary Alice, that naughty little tart in Almost All About Eva.
Well, not the last one. We've got Lee Tilson.
Oh, whoops, sorry. Lee Tilson was on the second page here. Lee Tilson, if you're here, come on screen. You were our professor in Almost All About Eva. You were also a little tardy. Not tardy like T-A-D-R-D-Y, but tardy as our professor, and you were very funny. And the winner is, and by the way, these are kind of hotly contested little categories, and as I was watching them over the last 2 weeks, there were ties. So everybody who was nominated got votes. But the winner tonight is April Asheim, and she is now working on her world premiere of her new show, The Pros and Cons of Killing Your Husband, at Heart Theater soon. April was not able to be with us tonight, but we are so happy to present her with this. And next, Jan?
Okay, Best Offstage Voice or Vocal. And we have Deb Mann, who was Miss Brown in Almost All About Eva.
Bowen.
Ty Nunez, who is Grady in Almost All About Eva, and John Knowles, who sang Wayfaring Stranger for us in Almost All About Eva. And the winner is John Knowles for Wayfaring Stranger.
Oh my gosh. And John sang that beautiful Hank Williams song for us tonight. So you can imagine, if you go to our YouTube channel, you can hear him singing Wayfaring Stranger on Almost All About Eva. Congratulations, John.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And everybody, when we take Almost All About Eva to Portland in April, John will be reprising the role of Halsey
We will be videotaping and streaming it, so you will be able to watch the show on its feet, and you will see John in Oregon as playing Halsey in the lead.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
We can't either. Our best youth actor, and boy, this was also very tough and hotly contested, and all of them were wonderful. Inara Iliaga as young Diana in Damselfly, Sawyer Anderson as Leah in Damselfly, Simone Armstrong as Christy in Almost All About Eva, Camila Laura as young Agatha in Almost All About Eva, and Simone Armstrong as young Eva Lewis in Almost All About Eva. This was highly contested. All the young actors received a lot of votes, and there was a lot of back and forth for about a week. But the winner is a tie between Simone Armstrong's performance as Christy and her performance as young Eva Lewis. But I want to bring Camila Laura on camera with us right now. She was outstanding as young Agatha. Is she here with us? Is she on camera?
Yes, I am.
Oh my goodness. We are going to be seeing Camila Laura, and the whole world is going to be seeing a lot more of her. Camila, tell us about all the shows that you've got coming up, including reprising your role on stage in Oregon for us. Please tell us.
Oh my goodness. Well, I suppose I should do chronological order first. I have Winnie the Pooh coming up. I will be playing Kanga. That is going to be a ton of fun. It opens February 6th at Theater in the Grove. That excites me a lot because I know some friends from there, some friends I go to school with. So we always, before we leave, we're like, I will see you. I will see you soon.
And your next show?
Then I have Alma de Luna, which is in Heart Theater. I believe it opens March 16th. It is about a Mexican family in California struggling with the loss of their daughter, Alma, who I play. And then I get to reprise my role of young Agatha, who honestly, that's got to be one of my favorites out of the three because of how much fun I can have with her. I remember getting off the play when my tia Jamie saw it, and she called me and she was like, Camila, I hated you. I was like,
You're terrific. And by the way, honey, I've rewritten that scene, and you've got some more lines. You're gonna have even more fun.
Hooray!
Yeah. In fact, if all goes well, I'll be playing Aunt Laura Haviland out there for you. So
that's gonna be so awesome.
Yeah. In fact, I should have done that monologue probably tonight. But Camila, I just wanted to bring you on and we were just so tickled with your performance, and it was very hotly contested. So Simone wasn't here, but I'll be sure and let her know. And all of you will be getting a beautiful certificate, even for your nominations that you can frame. So thank you, darling. Jan, you're next.
Okay. Best Supporting Actor or Actress. We have Mark Putnam, who was Dr. Bob in Bill, Bob and Lois, First Voice, First Steps. Candy Cole was Dorothy in Bill, Bob and Lois, First Voice, First Steps. John Marengo was Miletus in Plato's Apology. Erin McGrew was Miss Prism in The Importance of Being Earnest. Lee Tilson, Dr. Chasuble, The Importance of Being Earnest. Teri Schwartz was Jemima Shippey in Almost All About Eva. I was grown-up Agatha Crosby in Almost All About Eva. Bruce Seaman was Devon in Damselfly. Bruce Wayman was Halsey in Almost All About Eva. Brittany Cather was Cecily Cardew in The Importance of Being Earnest. Brittany, are you here? I think she was here. And,
yes, I'm here.
Kristine Handgen was Carrie Lewis in Almost All About Eva. And so many to vote for. All of them were so good. And the winner is Erin McGrew, who played Miss Prism. Oh, she did such a great job. And Erin can also be seen in We Face the Horseman on our YouTube channel. And we hope to see her in the future.
That's right. And Erin had a commitment tonight, but she was trying to race home to get here to be with us. So we'll have to let her know. Again, another hotly contested category. As I was watching the votes come in, they were going back and forth and back and forth. But what's really wonderful is not only do we do our shows live, but you can also then watch them on our YouTube channel. How cool is that? So our next category is our best leading actor or actress. And we decided to combine them, not make them separate categories. Bruce Seaman as Socrates in Plato's Apology with Apologies to Plato. Sabrina Johnson as Eva Lewis Handgen in Almost All About Eva. Trish Blake as myself in Damselfly. Brittany Cather played my daughter Diana Brookins in Damselfly. Bruce Seaman played Jack Ernest in The Importance of Being Earnest. Christopher Bocheos played John Handgen in Almost All About Eva. Kiera Jacob was Algernon in The Importance of Being Earnest. And Diana Grogg was our inimitable Lady Bracknell in The Importance of Being Earnest. And in our Best Leading Actor, Actress category, the winner is Sabrina Jo Johnson. And this was Sabrina's first time performing in an online theater format. And as I said, she will be reprising her role, and you will all be able to see it live in Oregon, April 11th for the Fertile Ground Play Festival. And Ty Nunez and I will be directing that. Sabrina, congratulations. Excellent job as Eva. Please go watch our YouTube channel. And Jan, you're up next.
Okay, Best Director. Kim Sandstrom directed Plato's Apology. I directed The Importance of Being Earnest. Brittany Cather directed Damselfly. And Kim and I directed Almost All About Eva. And the winner is, I won that. Thank you. Oh, you like me. You really like me. Thank you, everybody.
Sally
Thank
Field.
you, everybody.
That was great. And all of the directors were fantastic. Brittany did an incredible job with Damselfly. It's one of the most important. First of all, I wrote that play, and I wrote it about the passing of my daughter. And Brittany has played my daughter in a few shows. And so when she took over Damselfly as the director, she did an incredible job with that. Plato's Apology was directed during all the hurricanes and a lot of health problems. And we still managed to get in a pretty incredible production, which you can see on our YouTube channel. And The Importance of Being Earnest was complicated and a lot of fun. So the audience, our voters chose wisely. Next up, we have Best Original Script or Adaptation. Bruce Seaman with Lee Tilson for Plato's Apology with Apologies to Plato. And somebody who's going to win our book lovers, or who bids on our book lovers box will get that as well. Kim Sandstrom with Elizabeth Rocky and Jennifer Koch for Damselfly. Kim Sandstrom from Almost All About Eva. Kim Sandstrom with Jan Thomas for Bill, Bob, Lois, and Friends. And the winner is me. I won for Almost All About Eva. And in actual fact, you all won who were in Almost All About Eva. It was really an incredible team effort. And thank you. And that is actually one of the most fun productions I've ever done in my life. And Jan, you're next.
Well, thank you. And Kim, that was really a labor of love for you. It was so much fun to read. Best Video Adaptation from live to YouTube, so that we're able to share with everyone again and again and again. Bruce Seaman worked on Damselfly for us. Neil Foskey worked on Bill, Bob, Lois, and Friends, First Voices, First Steps. Bruce Seaman took over working on The Importance of Being Earnest, and Bruce Seaman worked on Almost All About Eva. And the winner is, and this was a hotly contested category as all the videos were so good, but Bruce Seaman wins for his meticulous editing of Almost All About Eva. Great job, Bruce.
Absolutely outstanding. And yes, we do costuming in our live online theater. We try and we get it done. So we had costuming for Plato's Apology, which I loved. And that was really led by Bruce Seaman and the cast. Damselfly, I took over the costuming for that. The Importance of Being Earnest was myself and Jan Thomas together. And when you watch that video, and Bruce too, I actually have to include Bruce in the costuming. Really a lot of fun. The cast did a lot on that. And Almost All About Eva, Kim Sandstrom and cast. And the winner is Jan Thomas for The Importance of Being Earnest. Yay!
Well, both of us. Yeah, Kim, you worked really hard looking for nice big shoulders, and I worked on hats, and we got
matching
it done.
things. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, girl, you're next.
Understudy. Of course, we have to have understudies or we don't get a lot of work done. So Deb Mann for Almost All About Eva. Thank you. Esperanza Zagel for Damselfly, and I helped out a little bit on Damselfly.
Yeah.
And the winner is Deb Mann.
Oh my gosh.
We could not have accomplished without your help reading multiple characters over many weeks. Thank you, Deb. Thank you.
Yes.
And we want all nominees to
You're
know that
welcome.
you were appreciated in your performances. You believed in them so much. We put all these performances on our YouTube channels for the world to see. So please check the YouTube channel, subscribe, like, watch, share, and comment too. And the nominees and winners will receive the framed certificate coming to a mailbox near you in 2 weeks.